better. I want you better as ever. Did y'all miss me? Because I really missed y'all. I really just wanted to come back and just tap back in with the gang. See what y'all have been up to. See what's been going on. I know the energy has been kind of very much, very not even kind of, just very much all the way kind of funky lately. I'm not gonna lie, you know, I feel it too. So I really just wanted to check in. I miss y'all so much. I really have been missing being in front of the camera. I was just kind of going through my perfectionist-ish. And then also, y'all, I had a job. Yes, I can't even say it. I had a job, and it was one of those jobs where it was very much difficult to continue your passions, if I'm being honest about it. I don't want to talk too much about that because towers, they do crumble, okay? And your girl is free. Anyways, back to you guys. But, you know, just to let you guys know what I've been up to lately. That's why I've been kind of behind the scenes. Also, I thought that it was really, really important for me to step away and build some wisdom, build some knowledge. I gained a new certification. Your girl is now studying to be a yoga instructor. And yeah, it's just a lot of great stuff going on. The botanical garden is growing again. It's just a lot that's going on. So I wanted to tap back in and see what's going on with you guys because I missed you. It's been a lot. It's been a long time. But let's go ahead and jump back into what's been going on. Feel free to share in the comments if you will, if you want to, anything that pops out to you or anything that stands out to you. Also, please like the video. Our tribe is growing and I'm so happy about that. Please like the video so that it circulates and more people can find our videos and join our community. All right. So the first thing that popped out was Judgment. Wow. Judgment popped out. Immediately following Judgment, we have the Empress. Then we have Strength reversed. We have the Emperor. And then we have Courting reversed. Okay. And at the bottom is Six of Coins upside down. And then the Three of Coins. So what this is this is literally, you guys, are you guys my twins? Twin, where have you been? This is literally talking about a change in your employment, a change in the way that you make money. If you have not already moved jobs or changed your trade or change the work environment that you're in, that's definitely on the way for you. Now when I see the Judgment card, I don't necessarily think about it as like a time of testing. I'm more, actually, let me go ahead and just grab it from the book because I'm just being lit. I love this deck. In this deck, the Judgment card is portrayed as dim bones, and it has a lady. She's literally looking at a reader who is reading bones, and she's like at what the reader is telling her. Okay, let me focus so I can get the card number. Just also, I think that it's interesting that the first card to pop out is the second to last card in the major arcana. So this is also signifying to me that we're at the end of a cycle. You guys are definitely ending a cycle. Okay, so It says, do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment. Okay, so this deck always gives a Bible scripture to start a lot of the major arcana cards. So this one is John 7:24. The number 724 or 67667 may be significant to you. But I'll just read that verse one more time. Do not judge by appearances, but judge with right judgment. The plant associated with this card is the Carolina buckthorn. And it says, a woman puts her hand over her mouth in shock at what the bones on the table revealed to her. Astrologomancy means divination using bones or dice. We have dice today. Okay. Focus. Astrologomancy, meaning divination using bones or dice, was practiced by indigenous American and African people. Divination with bones requires the reader to associate different meanings with each bone, based on where and how they land. The bones of chickens and cats were the most commonly used, but other small and medium-sized animals were also acceptable. Contrary to popular belief, the choice of which animal to use was strictly up to each individual root worker. A set of them bones could include not only the remains of an animal, but also other items such as keys, seashells, and crystals. Like other forms of divination, all the items in a reader's set had clear associations, but it's a reader's innate talent that determines accuracy. Okay. That's the image. The meaning of the card, it says, when them bones appears in a reading, you are being reminded that it's time to focus on what you need rather than what you want. Most likely you will have to make some tough choices, but if you're willing to put your ego aside and do what you have to do, the best outcome is guaranteed. Ooh, it says the bones may be reminding you that people are going to talk about you no matter what you do. So make sure that you remain in alignment with your goals, dreams, and aspirations. Acknowledge that no one escapes judgment, even if the judge is oneself. And I think that that's the key to this. I'm going to go ahead and slide that to the side. I think that that's really the key. I think that Spirit is reminding us here that with this change of employment, obviously we're going to want to share this with other people. And that opens up the door to just have a lot of extra opinions, a lot of extra thoughts and feelings into our space. And Spirit is really wanting us to focus on what we think and what we believe, and not only just calling on your higher self, but also knowing that you are your higher self at all times. Knowing that that energy, you have access to that energy at all times. If you choose to. If you choose to dwell within that energy, you have access to it at all times without even calling on it. This is a very powerful energy. Spirit is also saying if you are actively searching for jobs, you have favor with your choices, but they don't want you to be hasty. Really use your intuition. I'm hearing like, don't waste energy. Don't let your energy go down the drain. And I think that this is also applying to say spending a lot of your time applying for a whole bunch of jobs that you really don't want, or jobs that you really don't understand. If it's not a thrilling yes, if it's not an overwhelming yes, like if the job that you're applying for isn't giving, if you're not waiting like, okay, are they gonna call me? Like if it's not giving you, but for good reasons though, is what I'm saying. Like if it's not pulling at your heartstrings because this is low-key your passion, or this is really something that you always could see yourself doing, if it's not like that, don't waste your time applying for it, because it's ultimately going to put you back in the cycle of having to find another job, having to find new work. And at the same time, it's going to hold you back from being able to do the work that the divine actually has for you. What I'm hearing is whatever the divine has for you is coming anyway. Yeah, okay. Here's the the Fool card. And this deck is called the Free Man, and it's literally a man that's walking out of a cemetery or a graveyard with some graveyard dirt. Like, he's holding some dirt, he's walking out, he about to free himself. And that's just on period. It's like Spirit is saying this, look, Spirit Spirit is saying rest assured, okay? Rest your mind, sweetheart. 4 of Knives. Please rest your mind. It's coming regardless. But are you gonna be ready? Do you have room for your blessings, is what I just heard? Or are you gonna be scrambling trying to make room for it? Yeah, Spirit is wanting you to use your spiritual eyes, use your intuition and your inner sense. There's going to be a lot of pressure to struggle with this decision, because ultimately Spirit is asking you to dwell in the unknown, but to have faith. And I feel like that's really when we start to see the Judgment card a lot, is when Spirit is asking us to have faith, and is really testing us to see if we are going to believe in our own manifestations, if we are going to actively choose to pursue dwelling in the vibration that we ultimately want to live in, ultimately want to see being our everyday reality. I just heard it takes work. Like, Spirit is telling us it takes work in order to stay there. So in order for you to even be in alignment with certain jobs, the opportunities that are for you, you need to be doing certain things. And these things aren't things that are just like magnificently big or difficult. Ultimately, what I'm getting from this is just taking care of yourself. Can we talk a little bit more about what's required? Yeah, rest. Like, Spirit is like resting and not taking on too much, especially emotionally, not taking on too much emotional baggage. This is the end of the Tower. Is I just put the Tower card reversed. We're all in the same spot, guys. Like, this collective energy is really bringing us into a whole new period in our lives. It's like we're literally going to be living whole new lives. And I know we've been talking about that for a long time on this channel, like new life, rebirth. Well, it's really happening. Like, now it's really actually happening. I think back in the fall, a lot of us were thinking, or closer to the new year, a lot of us were thinking that, you know, it was going to be then. But I think that time period was more like a time of recollection. And I think during the winter time, we all went through a period where we had to face a certain cycle over again, but we had to face it with a new face, if that makes sense. We went to battle these cyclical patterns, but we went to battle it with a new sword, a sword that we didn't know that we had before. We went to war with a new face, with new paint. Not even new paint, a whole new face, bitch. You don't even know who I am, okay? Because it's coming different. We came different. And I think at this point, not only have we earned this new life, not only have you earned this new life, this new job, this new opportunity, this new work environment that's not toxic, that's actually pleasant, that you've been manifesting for years on end. Not only have you earned it, but you deserve it, just because of who you are, just because of the goodness that you put out into the world, just because of the strength that you refuse to let go of, just because of the courage that you continue to muster up, sometimes out of nothing, out of the dirt. Okay? And I say to that. Let's pull a couple oracle cards. This is a new word deck. This is my Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck. I freaking stinking blinking love this deck, okay? And I have to give a shout out to Brittany the Intuitive, because no, I did not just take her whole quote. I love her. If you guys have time, feel free to check out her page. She's a really awesome tarot reader. All right, let's see. What do we have to look forward to? Okay. Thoth light codes, light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. Okay. clarified by sacred inner space, yeah, sacral chakra work, tenderness and sensuality, followed by the central sun, abundance downloads, and regeneration. What did I say? Listen, it's not, it don't be me. I'm about to go back to, you can't make this up. Regeneration and success. You have success on your side. Literally, the time period where you felt like you were going through the most darkness, through the most turmoil and the most chaos, all it was doing was it was gassing you up for what is to come, for what's really now. And I'm hearing spirit say, like, you really don't even know how fast it's about to come. Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting the process, and dharma. Spirit is literally like, okay, well done. Well done. Like, you went through the cycle over again, but you went through it as a different being. You went through it in a different way. You handled these things in a different way. You had the opportunity to be much immature. You had the opportunity to backslide. You had the opportunity to cuss people the fuck out. You had the opportunity to, okay, you had the opportunity to nut if you buck. You had the opportunity to do all of these things. You had the opportunity to let your shadow run free. Fuck the shadow. You had the opportunity to let the ego run free. I think that's more dangerous, to be honest. I think the shadow has boundaries, because at the end of the day, the shadow just wants to protect you. Now the ego, what are the limits of the ego? Maybe that's a conversation that we should have one day. What are the limits of the ego? Does the ego have no bounds? I love this. We have, it says no wrong path, Akashic Stargate, align with your purpose, crossroads. So even though it seems like there's a lot of choices right now and it may be unclear, Spirit just really wants us to know that the main thing that we have to look forward to is a brand new opportunity to where we are really being, I'm seeing like encompassed with light. It's almost given like, where you're going is going to fill you up so that you don't even necessarily have to worry about doing so much protection work, so much, you're not going to have to be doing all of that. All of that is going to seem extra, because when you live in your life, I'm hearing you're going to live a more grounded life, and it's just going to be automatic. Be aware of the people that you are coming into contact with. If there is if there's like a really big contrast, if you know you have friends, like old friends, and it's just a huge energetic contrast to what you're doing now, just be aware of how that's making you feel. And then also newer people that you're coming into contact with, sometimes a different veil can look shiny, but then when you unveil it, it's poop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you unveil it and it stank, it's poop. It was covered in a shiny Glade bag. You feel me? Like a Glade trash bag. But you wouldn't have knew that if you wouldn't have, you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I'm going to move off of this. Be aware of the company that you keep, okay? Because the company that you keep is going to determine how much energetic work you have to do. That is the bulk of that message. I love that. All right, let me get a couple of numbers for you guys. What happened to my other dice? My other dice just disappeared. Alright, my other dice, I don't know if it fell off the table. I'm just going to trust that it does not want to be seen with the sign. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we have 2, 3, 4, and 6. So these numbers might be, 6 came up again. Also, 7 is here. Shout out to 7. Shout out to 67. That number specifically, I just want to say because it came up earlier. I don't remember with what. I think with the first card that jumped out, Judgment, in that Bible verse. But anyway, 67 to me is the number that talks about logical thinking, being analytical, and being perceptive about things, like really coming at a situation with maturity. Okay, so that also was a theme about what we talked about, really standing in your strength and having the maturity to not even pay attention to what outsiders say. Matter of fact, I'm gonna even block access from that even, you know, penetrating my energy field, because it's just not necessary and it's not helpful. Let's see. Also, the number 10 sticks out to me with 6 and 4, and then the number 5 with 2 and 3. That's interesting. I think in our Instagram post earlier today, we had 555 as the angel number, so I love that for us. And yeah, guys, let me see if one last number. One. Is this the other dice? Not the other dice fell in my... Not a whole dice fell in my jacket. Okay. Let's see. Let's get one final number. A 5. How special and beautiful. I love you guys. Make sure you like the video if our content resonates with your heart, with your spirit, with your soul. I missed you guys so much. So you know I had to come back and get in front of the camera, okay? I can't stay away too long. Okay, but anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you later. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, magnificent day, morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. Make sure that you share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.